Hey, global Ghanaian citizens, Adrian here. Welcome to the Sound of Accra Podcast. If it's your first time listening, this is a show where we showcase global Ghanaian excellence to the world. Now, today's solo episode, we're going to break down a story of a Ghanaian brother who spent 7 years grinding away in Dubai and then sends money to build his dream house in Ghana, only to find out it's a half-built disaster. So we're going to discuss in this episode how you can protect yourself from these types of disasters happening time and time again. How can you protect your wealth from being destroyed time and time again like this? We're going to talk about the strategies and the precautions that you need to take if you're, for example, looking to, embark on a real estate property or land project. I'm going to give you some advice here on the Sound of Accra podcast based on experience and based on the experts that I've worked alongside. Now, this type of viral story isn't rare. It's a constant wake-up call for the African diasporan family to wake up. All right. So this video was taken from ex-user @withalvin. We'll leave a link in the description below. And essentially shows a man in traditional wear standing amongst crumbling blocks and exposed iron rods. Let's take a quick look at the video, all right? It's a 2-minute video. I'm not going to spend the whole episode listening to it. Just a few seconds to give you a flavor. And then I will leave a link in the description below for you guys to listen. For those of you who can't hear any playback from the video, I'll leave the link below so you can watch the video in your own time. Here we go.
Unim the Emilia. So, yeah, no, I can be advised, no, I can't so much. You may your mouth price. Share Kwambale, Makwetna, Dubai, Asia country. Asia. All
right, so I'm going to leave it there, all right? So you guys can watch it in your own time. But essentially, he trusted family, he sent remittances faithfully, but poor materials, no progress, and zero accountability, was the result of all of this. All right. Lots of comments flooded in Twitter, such as, diaspora blood is sweet, use contracts next time. These are the types of things that we've heard all time and time again. If you guys remember the episode that we did with Jason Agboda in season 7, where he talks about breaking free from the 9 to 5, Jason warned exactly this, that trust alone does not build wealth. The systems always do. Now, every year, billions flow in from the diaspora to Ghana for houses, businesses, and land. And too many end like this. And their dreams are always being deferred whilst their savings are being depleted. Now, this is something that needs to be solved from happening time and time again, right? So why does this keep happening, right? Now, I don't think this is just about the victim. This is about a systems gap. Informal deals means no timelines, no budgets, no penalties. Builders vanish or cut corners. Family pressure twists arms. It's your own people where this type of thing keep happening. So if we'll go back to our last episode, super apps in Africa, we saw platforms like PalmPay solving payments, but let's remember, construction runs on handshakes. And by that, I mean, people are still not using contracts. What is the result? Unfinished homes, eroded trust, and the diaspora turning back. These types of calamities are pushing the diaspora away and putting them off from coming back to reinvest in their home country, Ghana, or maybe even African countries if you're listening and you're not a Ghanaian. We need to stop these types of things happening so that we can encourage more of the diaspora to come back home and build countries like Ghana. And what happens with that? Ghana loses investment that we desperately need. So what are some of the solutions? How can we protect your money? How can you build your legacy and prevent these types of situations from happening time and time again? So to my global Ghanaian citizens out there, how do we fix this? So I think there's a few steps that this can be done. I think the first step is always to get legal advice where you can. I recommend the law offices of Kwame Agati. They're a very good legal team. They're based around Northridge and, they've been around for decades, literally. Always consult a lawyer when it comes to any type of property, land and real estate transaction or project that you're about to embark on, especially if you're new to the country, if you're new to all of this. You could even consider getting contracts from Ghana's Land Commission, which can help to go a long way, but I highly recommend you consult a lawyer anyway. But anyway, I'll leave a link below in terms of how you can contact the law offices of Kwame Agati. I'm sure they'll be happy to help. Step 2 is use technology. You want to take advantage of things like WhatsApp calls, Zoom calls. This technology wasn't around 10, 20 years ago, perhaps. So you want to be taking advantage of this type of opportunity, this type of technology. You can even look at getting drones to do a flyby and check on the project. This really stops surprises, right? So you want to take advantage of technology. And the thing you can even do is you can even go to the Land Commission Ghana, and you can even sign up for WhatsApp channel updates. That way you can even keep up with what they're doing, and also on top of that, you can also reach out to them on WhatsApp as well. So you can even use technology to communicate with the Ghana Lands Commission as well. Step 3, what I'll say is vetted pros, okay? So you want to avoid family favors, as this man did, which did not go well. But what you would rather want to do is tap into a network of vetted experts that can support you in this area. Whatever stage of the project that you're in, you want to tap into this kind of network. I would recommend speaking to people like Hannah Atisia and speaking to people like Kweku Essien of Cecil Global. These are two trusted real estate experts in the Ghanaian market, and they would have a network that you can tap into who should be able to help, and they're really trusted in the market. So you want to check them out. I've been speaking to both of them over the years, and of course I've had them on the show, so I'll leave the episodes below in the description that you can check out. All right. And I think step 5 that you want to look into is leveraging Diaspora remittance applications. So platforms like Sendwave, who we partner with, check the link in the description for money off your first transfer. They can always ensure that there's a digital money trail for all of the transactions sent to the recipient, so that this always is kept safe. Okay. In season 5, we even touched upon the blockchain potential of securing digital transactions, especially when it comes to property and real estate. So what you want to do is probably want to check out this episode that I did with Kweku Essien from Cecil Global, where he dives into this a bit more deeply. So we'll leave a link in the description below if you're watching on YouTube or you're listening on a podcast player as well. All right. So where do we go from here? So at the end of the day, really, it's not all doom and gloom. I mean, if you look at previous episodes, such as the one I did with Cyril Quadso, who is the CEO and founder of Gold Coast Report, he shared how scaling the Gold Coast Report, which is Ghana's biggest podcast network, how he did this on the basis of contracts and accountability, and this helped turn his side hustle to empires. So if you're looking to build an empire through property, land, real estate, you need to make sure there's systems in place that you can scale up effectively. Because if you don't have solid foundations in place, what's going to happen is that these foundations that you're trying to lay are going to crumble, and you're never going to be able to expand and grow whatever empire that you're trying to build, if that is something that you are trying to do. Now, smart systems always win. I think that is the moral of the story. The pain my Ghanaian brother from Dubai is feeling certainly is real, certainly is valid, and certainly has been felt by so many people out there. We all know someone, who knows someone who's gone through something like this. If we haven't experienced this ourselves, or people close to us haven't experienced this ourselves, but your power is always going to be greater, global Ghanaian citizens. Make sure you protect your wealth, build with systems, not just trust. So I want to hear from you, my global Ghanaian citizens. Have you ever been cheated out of a land or property business deal in Ghana? Get in touch, let us know. Feel free to contact us or drop us a voice note by visiting our website, thesoundofaccra.com, or just find us on social media, LinkedIn, Instagram, TikTok, YouTube. Just search for The Sound of Accra. You can even leave a comment on our brand new community section on YouTube. So I'm Adrian Daniels. This is the Sound of Accra Podcast. Thanks for listening. If you made it to the end of this episode, if you're watching on YouTube or listening to Spotify, just leave a comment, trust, so that I know you've listened to the whole entire episode. It really helps me in terms of my market research regarding the kind of content that you guys want to hear. But other than that, I'll catch you in the next episode. Thank you for listening. Take care.